Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the happy crafty homemaker, and this has been a weird morning. It's like 10:30 and nothing nothing has gone as planned. I'm wearing about 6 times more makeup than I like to wear. My hair turned into an oil slick, and I have so much dry shampoo on it right now. It's not even funny. Hold on real quick there. Pippin's running off with plastic now. I swear nothing is going right this morning. I worked out, took a shower, tried to get ready to sit down and film. I normally don't film without makeup on because I wash out really fast, really easily, and look like I make Casper the Friendly Ghost look like he's got skin color. Yeah, so we're gonna roll with this train wreck because as far as I can tell from here on the camera, it doesn't look that bad. But it's just been, I knew, it's like, I mean, I can like see the diffusion of makeup in the weirdest way possible, and I'm just gonna stay as far away from the camera as possible. I know about half of you guys don't give a crap about my makeup, and the other half of you guys are constantly asking me about it. I have super oily skin. I have a lot of texture on my skin. I had a lot of acne when I was younger. I've had issues with it since I was little. The bags you frequently see under my eyes were there when I was 12. It's not just no sleep. I just have very thin skin. So if you're anything like me with oily textured skin, don't try It Cosmetics CC cream because it will make everything look awful and you're just kind of stuck with it. And like, I'm wearing a matte blush, but like it looks like I've got highlighter on. It's just gross. And I mean, it's not gross for other people. For me, it feels like I've got like a mask of crap on my face. When I did theater and was using Ben Nye foundation and stuff, like that's how this feels on my face. I feel like I'm getting ready to do a dance recital or a stage performance. It's everything short of the fake lashes I should have just thrown those on because it just would have gone with the theme. Anyway, this is show and tell number 56. So not a whole lot of life updates. I'm trying to get my guest room like to where it's not an abomination of tidiness. I don't care that it's like beyond clean. Like I don't generally care, but like literally I have stuff all over the room right now. That's been the last room to get situated since we moved in, and I've been trying to get it ready. We're going to have some overnight company next weekend, and I just want it to be cluttered but like sleepable. So anyway, we still haven't found a church here. I still don't have a charity here that I donate through, so I'm actually going to send my friend home with a bunch of stuff for the personal ministry back home. So much stuff. And it, like stupid stuff, not like exciting stuff to talk about. Yeah. So I told you guys I was going to try to start working on some of these leftover whips and things like that. Oh no, Curzon's looking at the trash basket. No, baby, no. They knock over my trash can too. It's just, it's nuts. Oh, he knows I'm going to try to pick him up. Oh. Say hello. Say hello. I mean, y'all see Pippin a lot. Curzon does not enjoy being picked up as much. You want to say hello? Say hi. He's like, no, not okay with this. Not okay. Yeah, so I've been trying to like finish some of the whips I've had and UFOs I've got. Last year I went through and frogged everything that I was never going to finish. I finished a like stole shawl that I'm not even sure where it is right now, but had literally been sitting on my needles for like 5 years. And the only thing I had to do was bind off. And I'm not sure why I never just bound off. So keeping in that theme, one of the big things that's been taking up space upstairs has been my Shades of Indigo poncho. I did get this finished. A couple weeks ago, I had a big blocking party and I blocked out a whole bunch of stuff, and particularly the acrylic stuff that needed to be steam blocked. And part of that was getting the squares for this blocked out. Now, I did not block the final poncho. My seams are just a shade tight, but they don't pucker. And that's how I like to roll. I like to be able to block my individual pieces, sew them together. Now, this still took like 8.5 hours to sew together. This would have taken me like 20 hours to sew together if it hadn't been for the fact I blocked the squares together. Or blocked the squares out before sewing it. But this turned out fantastic. It's about 2 pounds. I do wish because it's the first one I've ever made, I wish I had done the neck seam here, like back here, just to give me a little extra length towards the front and bring the weight forward instead of it sliding back on my shoulders. But it's okay. I mean, it's still fully wearable. Oh, and this uses Lion Brand jeans yarn. Now, I know a lot of people who love this yarn. Working it is fantastic. The texture of it is incredibly soft. It is very heavy, especially for an acrylic. It is very heavy. Sewing together with it was a little bit of a challenge. The crochet was fine. Weaving in ends was a little taxing. But sewing my pieces together with it was a little... It splits real bad when you're sewing it. Like, I didn't notice it crocheting with it. But, yeah. So, that did get done. It is ready to wear. I have not done the belt on it. The belt is just, I think, a chain. Maybe a chain and single. Look at the pattern here. Let's see. Construction. Sewing schematic. Half double crochet. It's just a row of half double crochets that go through it. And they, added little tassel-y palms on the end. I haven't decided if I want to do that or if I want to get a very thin brown leather belt. I'm a little bit more of a belt person. I like a little bit more structure, especially when you're wearing a loose garment, something like that. I prefer a little bit more structure. But that pattern is by Two of Wands. I purchased the kit on the Lion Brand. I tried to call my mom earlier this morning, and she tried to call me as soon as I sat down to film. Apparently she is sick. She has a cold. Apple cider vinegar, green tea extract, and water. Nothing exciting. The pattern's by Two of Wands. It's easy to follow. I really enjoyed the make. I did not enjoy sewing it together. I'm not unhappy I made it, but I probably won't make it again anytime soon. It's really, really pretty though, so it's worth it. It was worth it to have done it. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw where I have spent this week's major focus has been finishing my 2017 Jada and Stitches blanket. Go check out my Instagram account. It's linked below. If you want to see where I was at the end of, today's Thursday, so at the end of Tuesday, where I was with that. I have since gotten done with September, October, and November squares. Tonight I should finish December square. And tomorrow I will work on putting it together and putting on the border. So that'll be done. Now that I'm like mostly done with it, I don't want to keep it. it was one of those, I want to make it because I had all these scraps, but I don't have any place in my home that's appropriate for. It's going to be kind of like a child-sized blanket, so I will probably donate that to someone. I don't know. So that's this week's like UFO in progress. All right, that's for another video. Other finished object. Wow, I've got all sorts of stuff like falling off my shelf over here. Last week I talked to you guys about mandala tweed stripes. So I had enough left over at the end of that to do a variation of the Hill 60 hat. This is one of my favorite go-to hat patterns. Like I started this in the morning and, I love how the circle at the top is. I love those decreases. They're just so beautiful. I started it like while I was drinking my coffee and had it done before dinner, basically. All I had to do was the decreases by dinner time. And that wasn't like I spent all day knitting it. It was, I knit it while I drank my second cup of coffee in the morning. And that generally takes me 30 to 40 minutes. 2 cups of coffee in the morning. That's my computer time most of the time. But yeah, I cast it on, had it done, dinner time. Just, when I took a break during the day, I sat down and did a couple rows. It just works so fast. It's so mindless until you get to the decreases. I love it as a pattern, I think. And it's just so perfect for everybody. So that got done. Still had yarn left over. So I made a matching cowl or coordinating cowl. The top of the hat coordinates to the top of the cowl. So, it's just tight enough. It's very loose. You can pull it out very easily. But it's just tight enough, just long enough to keep your neck warm, especially under a jacket or something, but nothing over the top. I had planned on filming like 4 videos today. I need to refilm my mandala tweed stripes review. So I'm just going to have to go with the train wreck look. I don't know what else to do. But I did want to include those in the review, even though the person who had requested it specifically wanted to know more about how it crochets. Because I did have enough left over, why not? So I told you last week that I was going to probably do a comparative review, I think I told y'all, between the mandala tweed stripes, I'm going to have an avalanche again, aren't I? No, not too bad. Red Heart, Roll With It tweed, and Candy Shop. I knew it was going to happen. They're very, very similar styled yarns. And I've had a number of you guys asking questions about these yarns. Some of you guys have been with me for a while now. Remember when I bought this and said I wouldn't use it until I had finished working down my whip wall. I made great progress in that last year. I think I've only got one project left from that whip wall that I still haven't finished. And it's the sock head cowl. And I've got like 2 inches of ribbing left on it and then I'm done. But it is kind of boring and a little tedious. So I've been putting that in the car when we're going places and working on that. Stick this back up here. Oh. Well, that's fine. That can, y'all can't see that. Anyway, so as part of that, I'm sticking with the same patterns I used for the mandala tweed stripes, especially for the crochet. But I did another of the Yarn Inspirations Granny Stitch Beanie and the Unraveled Mitten Granny Stitch Scarf. Whee! I got those done. And I'm really happy with the way those turned out. So at the end of my comparative review, all these will be donated. I don't need 900 granny stitch scarves. And even though it's only 3, I know. Over speaking. But yeah, so I got those done. I like the way it turned out. I like the way the yarn looks. I mean, my notes on this one were a little bit harder. I will start a Hill 60 hat and do that. And this was all the mandala tweed stripes I had left over to do a little swatch that I threw through the wash. But I'll talk about that in that review video. I got bored yesterday and made a shamrock applique. I might put a little pin back on it. I think that's awfully cute. Or I can put a little bobby pin in it. It's a little big, but yeah, if my hair's going to be big and greasy and teased, why not? I saw a pattern for a very similar styled one. I didn't like the way it laid. So I'm not going to link it down below. Sorry, my nose is tickling. That'll be the thumb that pops up from this video. I'm going to have to make sure I take a picture just so I'm not going again. I hate coming down after I filmed and everything when I'm uploading them and like setting them to premiere, or not premiere, but setting them to go live. I really hate when I have to pick between 3 thumbnails that are me going, or me going. Yeah. I make a lot of weird faces. I have an overly animated face. Anyway, so I kind of did what they said to do, which was, these are 10 chain loops. I used their stitch pattern here, but the way that one was laying, everything was kind of like twisted and warped on top of each other. So I actually did a slip stitch to come up, come back down, and work down the stem to give me a little bit more stem there too. So that's kind of my own creation. I'm not going to link the other pattern just because I don't know if I can find it. It was literally I'm sitting here with a pile of scraps. Why not make a shamrock thing? But I got that done. And the other thing I finished, I wanted to show you guys this before I block it. But this is my alpaca direct cowl. I told you guys it was working up very nicely, very, very fast. But that's what it looks like before it's blocked. Now, once it's blocked, that's what that pattern's going to look like. I did make a boo-boo. I missed the purl stitch on this side. There was supposed to be a purl row in the middle. Missed it. So I did have to duplicate the stockinette stitch on this end. But I still think it's gorgeous. Nothing wrong with that. And it's going to be nice. And I mean, it's not necessarily a warmth piece. It's more of a decorative piece. But it's very pretty. Yep. Still happy. Still happy. That's using Knit yarn. I still really want the pinks and purple ones, so I'm gonna have to add that to my wish list. But I love how the alternated knit purl stitch and that gives you like almost a beaded effect. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Oh, I forgot to bring my acquisitions down with me. We'll have to talk about those next week, I guess. I've already talked to you. The stuff I have planned will be the next cast on for me is going to be the Hill 60 hat with the roll with the tweed. The other whip that's been getting my attention this week is my cinnamon fade. And like I said, I was having a hard time picking colors. Directly behind you guys is where I have my Premier Anti-Pilling lined up. It's like Premier Anti-Pilling and Vanna's Choice in 2 columns on my yarn wall down there. But yeah, like if you haven't joined Cinnamon Stitch's Facebook group and you're curious about like how these shawls are turning out with different colors and stuff, definitely go join her Facebook group and take a look because they are looking fantastic. One lady is using, actually there's two now I've seen that are using shawl in a ball or shawl in a cake. And yeah, I'm totally going to have to do that. I'm always looking for a lightweight something to cover my shoulders with when I go to church on Sunday. Partially because air-conditioned churches, 100-degree weather outside, churches tend to get cold. Just saying. Also, it's appropriate to cover yourself. I wear a lot of sleeveless things because it is 100 degrees outside. And yeah, when I go to mass, I tend to cover a little bit. Anyway, so the shaping on this is super simple. I mean, like mindless, tired, cranky, don't want to do anything, don't want to think about anything. Simple. It's brilliant. But I ended up going with this color palette. Now, I am almost done with the shawl itself. Almost. I want to do, oh, I'm showing you all the back. Oops. Oh, I love the color so much. I decided to go with a more neutral gradient than what I was talking about. The pink and the blue look great together. The violet looked a little awkward with it. So this is Premier Anti-Pilling in black, steel, and ultraviolet. And this is 100% my way of wearing color. I love the neutrals with a pop of super bright colors a lot of times. Nope, totally just kicked y'all. But yeah, that's where I am so far. It's unblocked, slightly stretched. It's about 5'2" wide. But I am adding, I've just finished my first, you can see where my hook is hanging out in the project. Ooh. I know. I say a lot. I say a lot. These are free flow thoughts. So I added one whole ball of ultraviolet in, and I'm going to add half another ball or so. I want my last purple section here to be at least 15 rows wide. But I am very happy with how that looks. And I want it long enough, if I want to put it around the breadth of my shoulders, I can pin it in place. I've got a number of really pretty shawl pins and some really funky shawl pins. Yeah, I don't wear a whole lot of my stuff on this channel. It's hilarious, but I do wear stuff I make. I just tend to make a lot of hats and scarves, and I don't wear those indoors. And the shawls that I do wear inside tend to be like old and scrubby, and it's that sick day sweater thing I talk about a lot. It's things like that. Comfort wear, not showing off. But yeah, this is, woohoo. Sorry, my end is a little heavy. And I can pull the whiter side down and wear it with the ultraviolet just a little bit more exposed. I love it. I'm loving how it's turning out. Super duper easy pattern. She has the pattern available in her Facebook group. That is the only place it's available aside from her tutorial on her channel. So definitely go and check that out. And don't hesitate to use whatever you have on hand. Her Try Me pack is like a melon, a peach, and a cream. And that has turned out gorgeous for everybody who's used those colorways. Her original one is shades of blue. Like I said, somebody's using shawl in a ball for it. I actually have a really pretty neon and black. I was thinking about making a habitat cardigan out of it, but now I'm not so sure. After seeing it knitted, I kind of wanted something knitted with it. But that would be awesome with this, the shape of this shawl. I'm really loving the asymmetric shawls. But I will be putting a border on this. I haven't decided what I want to do. I just saw one with this gorgeous like loop stitch kind of thing on it. And I'm like, not what I was planning on doing. I was actually thinking about crocheted intarsia, keeping in the striping pattern. But now I'm like, oh, but fancy border looks so pretty. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Now I'm torn. I thought about just taking the purple and going all the way around it. But my weekend is pretty much going to be spent finishing my cinnamon fade and finishing my Jade and Stitches 2017 and getting that Hill 60 hat cast on. I've been doing these because these aren't urgent need projects. I've been kind of working on these. Is like my bedtime project. I normally, unless I work out, take my shower in the evening. And so I've got like that period of time where I'm trying to like come down from the day. So I take my shower, I sit in bed, I knit and crochet for a little while. And instead of reading, that's what I've been doing. So that's kind of what these projects have been. I mean, why rush it? Why just enjoy the make? But yeah, that's all I've got planned right now. I have a couple other whips I'd like to get finished, but I don't think I'm going to have time to finish them. Saturday, I'm hoping to sit down and film my Llama Mama Kayla Yarn Bingo video. There's still a chance in the next 2 days. There's a, 2 of the blocks are make a pot holder and make something with green yarn. And I've got a bunch of the Pickle Splash from Premier Home. So I was actually thinking about doing something with those. And I already kind of had that in my mind anyway, after doing the trivet and coaster sets I did for Troy and me for Valentine's decor. But yeah, I'm at 30 minutes already, and half of that was spent going, oh my God, you guys, my hair and my makeup went stupid. Yeah. So I can tell you what my acquisitions are, but I didn't bring them down, and I'm literally just too lazy to go run upstairs and get them. I'm going to be honest. It's laziness. I got my book, I'm going to mess up the word order. I got my Karen book, the knitted preemie blanket book. I will leave a link for that down below. I did get my copy of that, so I'm looking forward to playing with that. And I have something fun around the bin having to do with that. And I also got a pair of earrings from my aunt, and they were really cute, and I was going to show you those, but they're sitting upstairs on my kitchen table. Yeah. I still have so much yarn, you guys. I'm looking at everything I still haven't even considered making a project with yet, and it's like, I mean, this is like a 1/12 of my yarn. And most of my yarn is in here, but I still have a bunch of projects set aside to be started. They're not already started. They're to be started in my closet in the next room. It's just like, oh, this is why we have the yarn ban this year. Because I am overwhelmed looking at all this yarn thinking, what did I do? What did I do? But we'll talk more about that in another video. Depending on how I feel after I film the mandala tweed one, I might go ahead and film it today. But anyway, I've yacked at you guys enough. I showed you guys what I had to show you. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I will see you guys real soon. Hopefully I'll get this uploaded tonight. Like I said, today's Thursday. So hopefully this will go live tonight on time. After a couple weeks of it being on Friday, hopefully we'll be on time now. And I will see you guys real soon. Love you guys. Take care.